Hi, welcome to this live. This is the third episode where we're going to build a computer vision as a service completely from scratch. Chat, if you can hear me, let me know, tell me hello and tell me where you are listening, where you are watching from. What is this? This is an AI vision tool, software as a service that will allow you, generate this for developers, companies to make annotations and train AI model to detect and segment objects. And why did I decide to build this? I decided to build this because there are not so many good options around, especially the open source option or especially the free option tool that you can download on your machine. There is not much. You probably know about this type of software. For example, one of the most popular now is RoboFlow. You can see roboflow.com. It's very popular for image annotation and model training. We have CVAT, and we have V7 Lab, and we have a few other like that. I'm doing this completely from scratch. I'm vibe coding, so whether you are a beginner that you want to understand how to go from an idea to a final product, you can follow this, or if you need such tool, you can also follow this. You will get definitely a lot of useful information. And what else do we have? I want to tell you that I have now 2 series running on YouTube. I'm doing a series where I show you how to build a computer vision software for manufacturing. You can see this on the lives, and at the same time some days I'm doing the one for manufacturing, some other days I'm doing this one where I show you how I'm building this tool. Now let's get right into the tool. This is the situation that we have currently now. So let's go to the code. This is PyCharm. I use PyCharm for coding, and we run here from main.py. We run this one. Hello, Fesh. Welcome back. I remember you from some of the other live. Welcome back here. That's the situation that we have right now. We have the CV annotation tool, which is pretty good already. We have some good user interface. We can load the image. So I have a dataset now that we are going to try. So we can here write the name of the project that we want to build. So let's say blood detection images folder. I just downloaded recently before the live this dataset, which is blood cell dataset. Let's say, okay, make your mouse larger, you're moving it too fast. I remember that you asked this the other time. Unfortunately, I didn't have time yet to fix the mouse thing. I will slowly address all these things. This is a very basic setup since I'm new to lives. So I'm thinking to make something to show the mouse bigger with some yellow circle around. So there are some tools. I was checking that. It's something that I will address soon, also the size of my image. So be patient for some videos, but yeah, something that I want to address also because I'm thinking that I might to bring the lives also in streaming to Instagram, probably TikTok. Yes, it's you, I remember. Instagram, TikTok. So I will try to make this as visible as possible also on small devices. This is the software. Now I've just loaded a dataset. This dataset is for blood cell detection. And the idea when we want to build and train our model is that we will do the annotations. If we want to only detect the bounding boxes, we will do something like this. Now we select from the tool on the right, we select this, which is for the bounding boxes, blood cells, exactly. Blood cells. So let me here select the class name blood cell. Here we do something like this. I see there is already some bug. It's definitely not a person. So there is already room for improvement. Let's see how the second annotation is. Still person. Let me create a document where we select the bugs and the to-dos. So new uh, file to-do.md markdown document, and let's say bugs to fix. We have this when we add a new class. I'm not sure if it's only when we add a new class. So now I need to test this properly. Let's add a second class. So I'm adding now again a new class. Let's select second class. Haha, okay, I believe that because I didn't select blood cell. So if you see on the bottom left, we have the current class. So in this one, it was selected still person, I believe. Of course, I don't have the 100% guarantee for that. But I believe that so far there is no problem. So yeah, blood cell is working. Of course, when we remove the class, so let me close this. Let's run this again. Now is the phase where I want to test it properly to make sure that we have the base settings running. Right here, we load multiple images. We go on the blood cell dataset, select. We remove all the classes and then select blood cell. We see blood cell on the bottom left is the class. Right here, that is current class. If we go here, it says person. So there is a bug here. So when we add a new class and we remove the when we add a new class, I want to make that one. I want to make it the selected class automatically. That's one thing. So now we select it and we try it. So we go here, blood cell, blood cell, blood cell. So far, everything is okay. So the annotation, except the class problem, is working correctly. Now let's go with the polygon. The polygon, we can go and now let's try to draw a polygon. If we want a segmentation, very precise segmentation, the polygon annotation is what we need. So I'm going to go around the blood cell and draw a few points. And right here we have the polygon which is working correctly. So far we have just one small bug. And the rest seems working quite nice, I will say. Let's see what other things we have right here. We have the gallery. We have a gallery button which is not working. We have here previous and next. They are not working. So we have quite a few things that are not working right here. Let me try running a new project. Blood cell. Images folder again. I will go on blood cell image folder. Okay. Yeah, there is sometimes, so in the new project, the previous and next is working. The gallery, it's not working. Let me draw something and then try again next. Okay, so when we draw something, when you draw the first class, the previous and next button are not working. When we draw the first class, when we draw a class, any class, when we draw a box polygon, they are not updating. So the next previous buttons don't work anymore. Don't work any longer. And let's now try something else. So next here they don't work. Also the galleries doesn't work. Let's now try again. We open again a new project, blood cell. Right here we go blood cell dataset. We select okay. We go gallery. Gallery doesn't work anyway, so the gallery doesn't really matter. Gallery, I believe that it doesn't have anything. It's not it doesn't work. It wasn't programmed to work. So we have just the button, but nothing that's going to happen. So the gallery here is not gallery button doesn't do anything. Gallery button doesn't do anything. And now I want to address slowly these problems right here. So we go on our agent right here. We choose agent. This is the GitHub Copilot in PyCharm. Cloud, we go with Cloud Opus 4.5. Now it should be the best model, at least to my experience. And now we try fixing this bug. So when we add a new class, I want to make it selected. So fix these bugs. When I add a new class, I want to make it selected automatically. Then second, I want to this one, I will just copy paste. I could actually show the to-do file to the agent, that would be enough, but I want to give some context also about the gallery. That's why I'm not asking to address everything. And I want to do everything step by step. Because if we do things step by step, then we'll have less things later to take into consideration. Now it seems now that it knows already what the bugs were. I found the first bug already fixed. Look in line 263, 264. Sometimes it finds the bugs very fast. Sometimes it can be a huge pain. Before starting the live, I was just starting building something else, because when in the free time I'm not happy with 2-3 projects at the same time. I like to add more projects. I was doing some project to split videos into clips. This is something that I need for my for YouTube. So I want to get clips from the lives. I don't like what I find the software that I'm using online, so I'm trying to build my own. There was a bug and it was a huge pain. It was putting error after error, and I finally had to fix it manually, which was easier. It said like CUDA is not installed, and it tried to install CUDA. Like there was something from some problem at the foundation, and it was putting problem on top of the other, and it got so messy that I said like remove everything and take this that I built like some months ago, and it works to get the transcript. Now we should, you see now, and nice, here it showed the X, because ideally it should be completed and fixed. So in this case I can close this, and we can try to see if these two bugs are fixed. They are very basic things that we can test quickly. So we select our dataset, blood cell dataset. We select. Now let's add a new class name, which is blood cell. And we remove all the rest. This is already by default, so I believe that this is correct. No. Okay, it's by default. Selected by default. If we see on the bottom left, it's a current class blood cell, but it shows person. So this is a bug to fix. Now the next, this was fixed. So next and previous is fixed. So good to know. So let's keep the changes. Fixed bug. Clicking next, previous. When next previous when drawing a polygon box. So this is fixed, so we want this, but we want to fix this when we add a class. Still, if I add a class and it's selected as a default, even if I I remove it, it still shows that class. It still shows that class. So in this case, I don't want this one. I could frame this better. I don't know how to ask this. So if I add a class, it only changes the class on the label if I click on it. If I click on it to select it as default. Now, even if it's default as a new class, still it shows the other class. I'm not sure I can frame this properly. Let's see what we get. I don't like how I'm giving the instructions, but let's try to get things going. That's so far the best way I can explain this problem. I see the issue is more complex. When adding a class, even though it becomes selected in the class manager, the canvas still shows the old class for new annotations. See, so this is the way to phrase it properly. So now it makes sense. Let me also check if there is an issue during the project loading. It might be the initially no class selected when a project loads. Yeah, so here we add the class. It shows on current class, but it doesn't set it as a default in the class manager. Let's keep the changes. By the way, the idea for this live today is to fix now these bugs here, like test properly the software so far, and then when we have these base things working, then I will start adding new features. I don't want to add too many new features all of a sudden if the other are not working properly, because the bigger the software it gets, then the more the problem will come up if they are not addressed properly from the beginning. The structure is very, very important. But I'm happy with the progress so far because I'm going very it's going everything so far very smooth. Also probably because the concept of the software is not so complex and there is so much training for Claude that's why it's working. Let's allow, and I will keep using Claude Opus 4.5. Today I was trying Gemini 3 Pro, not for this project, for the other project, and it was messing a bit. I was trying then to fix it a bit with Claude, and I managed somehow to get something on it. But there is always a debate. Like again, today I received a comment in my Instagram saying I was showing Claude, I was showing the coding, so like, oh, like Gemini is the best model. So probably there will be always this fight. You chat, let me know what's the best model. Is Opus or is Gemini or GPT? No, GPT, no, for sure. At least for coding. Could be good for user experience, but not for coding. Okay, it should be good to go. Now we add the new class. Right here we go and select, first we load the images. We go on desktop, blood cell dataset, and then we go and select blood. Oh, let's select it here. It's not grasping the problem. Okay, maybe if I show the screenshot. Let's try giving the screenshot. Our brain, yeah, Rudra, yeah, I agree. That's the best model, the most creative. Not always the fastest, but the most creative for sure. I will go again with a clean shot, and then let's go and try to fix this. So I will give the screenshot. Current class is blood here in the example, as I added that new class, but then it shows person when I draw the polygon. I want to see if giving the screenshot as a context can help make some improvement in this. These are the bugs that can be quite annoying sometimes. Small things that take a lot of time. At least now this a lot of time, it's relative. It's a lot of time when you are coding by yourself, line by line, and you spend days and or at least many hours, and you have no clue what's going on. And then you find out it's some very minor thing. We all probably had that experience. Chat, do you have some frustration experience like this? The error are just pre-existing warnings. Okay, we're not talking about errors here. We're talking about user experience that's not working as it should. Let me look at how the class is set, when a class is added, and when drawing polygon boxes. So when we select it manually, it works, but when we add the class and it's as a default, it doesn't work. So that's the problem. What is the code guy? What is vision tool? I'm not sure. Yeah, probably it's not clearly explained in the thumbnail or in the description. Let me quickly, for anyone joining now, explain what I'm doing. This is a annotation tool which is used to train model to detect segment objects. So it's some essential tool that we need in computer vision. So we take thousands of images. I'm explaining, like, if maybe you might know this, but I'm explaining for everyone that maybe doesn't even know what is this tool. We need to annotate thousands of images. This means that we need to select. Oh, understood. Okay. Yeah, just to give a reference, it's something like roboflow.com, cvat.ai, and similar tools. I'm doing this completely from scratch that can run locally. This is some requirements for developers, exactly, for developers. And because the tools that are now only available, mostly you can run them, they are in the cloud, or the one that are you can run locally, they're like cvat or open source. They are quite outdated. They don't have good user experience. I want to make some tool that is easy to use, that you can easily train the model, and this can be done locally without sending the data into a cloud server. I might add the option later for the cloud, like that's something I would think also if it's necessary, because someone might want also to have the training on the cloud for hardware constraints, because now to do the training you need some quite good computer with NVIDIA graphic card. Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. I'm happy to hear this. I'm building mostly this for my community. I mean, that's where I got the feedback from some client. Thank you. That's from some client in the community. I got the feedback that they have some limitation, they cannot upload data online and so on, and I have never a good option to give us. Okay, you can use this tool which is open source, you can download it. It takes a lot of time, there is not automatic annotation and so on. And so I want to bring the best of the big tools, the online tools, into a small software. If you want to persuade someone to learn Python, how will you do it? With Python, you can learn anything you want. So any software, any project, anything that you have in mind that either you want to automate, either you want to bring some software to life, Python is the fastest way, the most intuitive, the easiest way, in my opinion. I don't want to enter into a programming fight, but now, especially with the AI like Python, it's just the way to go. It works on any machine. I mean, except let's say mobile phones and mobile device. I will exclude that, but generally it's widely used everywhere. You can build apps, you can build apps for Windows, Linux, Mac. You can build server-side web apps and so on. Maybe show the current class name beside the cursor could help user understand what class is annotated. Okay, you mean in the now we are now we have it's unfortunately I'm hiding that with my screen. You see now we're current class blood, so it's showing. I'm not sure it's the best position to show it. We might work on the user experience. Yeah, but it's here, current class blood. But now, yeah, there is some bug that I'm trying to solve. Let me see if it's solved. Now I asked the question to solve this. So now I run the software again because I need to do the tests. So let me move on the top right. Load multiple images. Now I'm going to load blood cell dataset. We select this. Now I have like few sample classes that I don't want. So no person, no car, no object. Let's say blood cell. Blood cell. We add this one. We see current class is blood. Blood cell. Okay, the bug is fixed. Before there was some problem here. Let's try with the polygon. It works. Just curious, how much time would it have taken without AI to build this? Now I built this one. This is the third episode. I made the first episode 1 hour, the second one around 2 hours, and now almost half an hour. So let's say now I'm 4 hours in. Without AI, first let's say that I don't have experience with graphic user interface, so I will be even slower than an experienced person because I build mostly just with OpenCV and computer vision. But I will say it's hard to compare because first you need a proper structure to build by yourself, because now I'm just pivoting all the time and changing. So I don't like this. Change completely the structure and we can do it. If you do it by yourself, you don't have this freedom. So you have to start with a structure and stick to that if you don't want to have headache. Now I will say to get to this point where we are now, 2 weeks full time. So not just 2 weeks like part-time some other day. Like I would say 2 weeks full time. Maybe someone is very fast and good, I will say around 1 week. So it depends a lot on the experience of the person, how much clear you have things in mind. But it's something like it goes from 10 times to 100 times. I see. So plan and build IG. And also for this I had also, not only I use AI to build it, but I also use AI to get inspiration and ideas. I'm not sure I have it open now. Okay, this one. So before building, okay, now it's it disappeared. Before building the graphic user interface, I was using Figma. I said like made me like a web app of an annotation tool, how it would look like. So Figma gave me a good you see, this is Figma, so I didn't do this. So I took the screenshot of this one and said, okay, I want to replicate this. I want to replicate this where on Python with PySide. But yeah, like from 10 times to 100 times faster. It's maybe even more. It depends on many things. So there is not always fixed amount of time that it saves you. It varies a lot, but it's a huge. That's my reply. Blood cell. So now it's working at this point. Everything so far I mean everything. This one is working, but we might have another bug. So let's now run again. Load images, blood cells. I see that the next and previous button, they're not working. I will close this. Let's run main. We load the dataset. Now, as you see, I'm not doing much code. Now I want to test properly the software before moving further. Load multiple images. We have a dataset, blood cell dataset. Then, okay, the next and previous button works sometimes they don't. I'm new here. May I know how long have you been coding in Python? I've been coding in Python since 2015. 2015, like complete beginner. So around 10 years, 10, 11 years. 2015, let's say 2016. 2016 I started. But what's nice about Python, I started like with having zero knowledge. And like after a few months, I built a few months, I will say 7, 8 months. I built a software with user interface, graphic. Like I spent like all the time into it. Like I was very obsessed. So I spent like from morning till late afternoon, evening. I was just doing that with maybe a break on Sunday just to not to get insane. But I was very obsessed and I learned pretty fast. So if you want to learn, if you have a good motivation, you can learn fast. No, I want to say 15. Let's say 10 around. Yeah, this automation tool will be automated. We'll get into the model. So not only now you can do the annotation manually like this, but I will integrate some algorithms like segment anything algorithm, which will automate the annotation, and that will be the juicy part. You must be in Fortune 500 company. Oh, could be. Let's see. I'm very far from Fortune 500. Yeah, so there are some bugs now. So the next and previous images, the next and previous button don't work still after we are using the drawing. So we have some bugs, fixed it, but the rest, so class default annotation bug, notation is fixed. So we go on right here, and so we have one bug fixed, but not the other one, which I need to work on. So the next on the images is not working. We could add a gallery. Now, I don't want to put so much, like we could add the gallery. Do we need the gallery now? Probably not. Gallery is good for user experience, but now it will work. It will work anyway. What's amend? Where? I'm not sure what you're asking. I didn't see this amend. As someone who has been wrestling with RoboFlow for the past 2 weeks, I'm really looking forward to your resulting product. Nice. I'm happy to see some feedback. What do you mean wrestling with RoboFlow? Like, have you been trying? Were you happy? What is RoboFlow? RoboFlow is an annotation. It's more than an annotation tool. It's the most, I would say, the biggest company around this area for AI training and image annotation. Now let's go my first project. Now I want to make something useful, like without being lost too much into the these things about the tool gallery, without adding too many features. I want to work a bit with the dataset and see what else I could add. So now let's load multiple images. Let's download no, sorry, blood cell dataset. Now, normally I will structure the software. Now I'm doing this live with you. So I'm brainstorming a bit. Normally you wouldn't do this coding just in the moment. Okay, what do we do now? But since I'm brainstorming and building at the same time, that's why I'm being flexible and building things on the fly. Now, I will imagine, when I'm imagining a software, like a person who is like the what's the core of the software. So we need to make annotations. For example, now let's say blood cell. Let's say that we annotate this entire image. One thing that we need is that we want to save these annotations, because now when I close the program, the annotation disappears. So I want to add a way to save the annotation. There are different ways now to save the annotation. Normally, the simple software, they save the annotation in a specific format. There are few formats: Coco format, Pascal Voc, YOLO format. So it's the way it's exported into the machine. Probably it's already integrated, so I never tried this. We save Coco, JSON, YOLO, and Pascal Voc. So let's see this. So we go YOLO, we say OK. Let's try to put the annotation in a new folder. So new blood cell annotation, select, export failed. Do we have any feedback why? YOLO export error, float division by 0. So let's work on the exporting. Let's find components. Where is the core? Docs. I don't know which file takes care of the exporting. I will just start from the main file in this case. So export. When exporting in YOLO format, I get this error. So let's fix this error with the agent. When I'm combining dataset and fixing labels and deleting duplicates, it's unpractical that I can see 200 images at once. I'm not sure where you see this. I know that they show you around. Yeah, the gallery, you mean? Where you can see all the images. I've never got into that phase. So when I'm towards the end of the 200 images, and every time I delete 4 or 5 images, I need to reload the page to check 4 or 5 images to come to the next 200. I'm not sure about this, but along the way, like I will take this feedback, and if you'll see along the way, and when I'm integrating also that part in this software, we will avoid if there is some user experience that it's not good. So we will make the process different. I want to make this as simple as possible to use, completely locally. The errors are all pre-existing warnings. YOLO.py. Where is, okay, machine learning, probably IO formats. Okay, here are the formats. Here are the formats of the images that we are working with. Let's try again. Now the bug should be fixed. So if we load the dataset, load image dataset, we load blood cell dataset, we select the folder. I'm going to draw any random annotation like this. Export dataset, Coco, JSON, no, let's export YOLO. We export YOLO into blood cell annotation. We select folder, export completed successfully. So this means that if we go and check the folder that just exported blood cell annotation, we have data classes. It's quite nice. So we have classes, person, car, object. It's correct. We have data. This is according to the YOLO format. It's correct. And then we have the labels corresponding to the images. Somehow we have to, okay, the image is empty and the other it's like this. We have 0. So this is telling for a specific image that we have the class 0, the first class, which is person, the location of the label and the size of the label. So far it's pretty good. Now, since we are exporting the dataset, we also need a way to import the dataset, because I don't see anything here to import the dataset. I want, before playing around with the user experience, I want to use Figma. Again, each time I open the window, it reloads it again. So I want to use Figma to get some ideas. Since Figma has a lot of data about design, it might know the best practices to make this with a good user experience. So I will ask here, I want to also add the option to import the dataset like this. So we and let's see what it suggests here. I'm thinking that I will put it somewhere here on top right, together with the dataset, but I don't want to make that quite complex. Also, I don't like this button clear all. Like if you're working with a dataset, if you're doing the annotation, why would you clear all? Let me see. Clear all annotations on this image. I find that very unuseful, to be honest. Why would you clear all the, unless you messed it up, but you wouldn't do so many annotations. So I want to remove the button clear all from there. Yeah, because the idea is to keep this as minimal as possible. If we add so many tools and so many options, then it's going to be overwhelming for whoever is going to use this software. Another key thing that I will love is the ability to collapse all the classes into one when combining different datasets. All of them have different class names for the same thing. Ah, true. That's nice. Yeah, using the React for the front end. True. I've got also that problem, the collapsing the same classes for everything when they have different name. I used to do that manually, so I will write a Python script to change the name of the classes. Quite a lot of time for that. Oh, it puts import dataset. Okay, the location is good. I don't like how it is, but generally is good. Yes, so that's a good idea. Let me take a note. Like I will take a note in another file, like features to add. So thank you Kuta for the advice. Chat, if you have any advice or anything, let me know. I'm happy to implement anything that can be useful. So to do, bugs to fix, features to add right here. You said ability to collapse classes into one for multiple datasets, since some have same different class name for same class. So that's very useful, because I also encountered the same problem, and it's quite a lot of waste. Okay, the React frontend, no. Frontend is PySite 6. This is not a web-based application. This is a software, computer app that can run on Linux, Mac, Windows, and we're using PySite 6 as a framework. Having to fix labels and data while manually introduces another step where I can make small mistakes. Exactly. Do you create classes and it can be automated? You create the class and then there is some AI that can detect that. I want to so let's add this functionality. I want to let's remove main. Let me commit anything here before I make any change. So let's push these changes. What do we have to do here now? I want a new chat. I want to remove the button clear all. I want to add import. So import dataset below load multiple images as suggested by Figma. So I took a screenshot. So I load here the screenshot. I want to add the button import dataset below below load multiple images as in pasted image 1, and I want to import datasets in all formats that are available for export. So it knows exactly what we need to do. It is the dataset CSV file. It reads them. Is the dataset CSV file? It reads them, finds similar images. No, the dataset is images plus either text file or JSON file or XML should be. So we need always to have the images, and the text file will tell the location of each object in the specific image. Okay, it's removing the button. Let me read the VOC importer to complete the picture. Add import dataset button below multiple images, implementing the import functionality. So everything is correct. It understood correctly. Let me give a context for anyone. If you're joining just now this video live, I'm building a computer vision tool for developers completely from scratch. This is going to be an annotation and training tool where you can train, annotate, and train models to detect any type of object. There are such tools available online. They are mostly in the cloud. The most famous and the one that are available for the computer are not so user-friendly and not so great in my experience. That's why I'm building this one right now. I'm doing this with vibe coding. So the chat is going to build it for me. I'm using Cloud Sonnet 4.5. This is PyCharm. It's my favorite IDE. That's the one I've been using for the last 10 years. Since I started with Python, I've been using PyCharm with the plugin Copilot. So it's a GitHub Copilot that allows me to use any model that I want. And now, this is only the third time, the third episode. I'm 3 hours in, I don't know, a bit more, 4 hours, almost 5 hours in, and we have already big part of the project built. Like with this speed, in some weeks, this project is going to be finalized. The main target for this are developers. I'm going to give full access to the member in my community. I have a community AI Vision Academy where they will have full access to the feature. So if you are in the academy, you will have access to this tool whenever, as soon as it's ready. So you have Pro Max Plan in Copilot. I'm not sure which plans we have in Copilot. Probably yes. Not the Pro plan. There are. Is it project or product? Well, what would be the difference? I will say this is mostly a product. Yeah, I have some Pro plan. Now it's $39 per month. The GitHub Pro. But if I keep using it this much, I will have to also charge more, because Cloud Opus will consumes a lot of credits, but it's essential to use it. Yeah, this is a product, a software as a service. Now let's see if it's integrated like this functionality. Project is not monetized. Okay, I understand. I understand what you mean. Then I will say it's a product. Then I will decide I might release a free version with more basic features and a more advanced version. I don't know yet how I will structure this end part. For the moment, I will consider this as a product for the members in the academy. So I will give full access to the members in the iVision Academy, and then I have to decide how I will structure the rest. If making some smaller payment plans to access the software, or maybe give just more free basic version with some limitation, maybe number of images that you can use. For example, small amount for small data set if you have only 100 images, or without the automatic labeling feature. I have to see this. You can make it open source and people will fund. I don't know. Now there are different ways to market your product, different approaches. I have another one which I'm making part of it open source. So if you see among the lives here, I have like two different series that I'm running. One, I'm building an industrial AI inspection system where part is going to be open source, part is already open source. So if you follow me in the next live, you will see me also building that. Part of open source and part for companies. This one I decided to go with different strategies and make it like closed source and provide the installer. Is Kimi 2K 2.5 good? I have never tried that. I don't know, Tantien. Is Kimi, is it? Let me check. Olama, it is like some model that you can run locally, this Kimi K 2.5. I'm curious if they have, okay, like it's the first one. Okay, good. 6 hours ago, Kimi 2.5 open source native. Integrates vision and language understanding with advanced agentic capabilities. I don't see the size. I'm curious how much we need in terms of memory to run this. I've been running Gemma 3. I've been testing a few of them with my graphic card. For example, we have 30 billion parameters. Here we see different size, 19 gigabyte, 19, 32. So I have NVIDIA RTX 4090. Okay, it's not maybe available. Okay, it's not cloud only. Okay, it's only cloud, this one. I don't know, to be honest. I've never tried. I'm curious. Tantian, did you try Kimi 2.5? Sorry to say, but your channel logo doesn't match with name, to be honest. Could be. Could be. It's a logo that I made with GIMP 10 years ago. Now it's I would say too late to change it, or it's some random logo made, and yeah. how would you make the logo? Okay, let's go right here. I want to run and test now the import dataset. So if the import dataset works, so select import format, YOLO, okay. Select import format, YOLO, blood cell annotation, select folder, select images folder, blood cell dataset. Successfully imported 259 images with 3 classes. Haha, nice, nice, nice. It's working pretty well. You see, already with this, we are ahead of many annotation software. So even if we have a software that doesn't do much, so it's very far from where I want to achieve, what I want to achieve, it's still much better. It's still much better than, yeah, the many software that you can find online. So it's almost like a V1 ready, because if you want to do annotation, now this software will allow you to do annotations. It has everything that we need for that. You can go to the next images. You can export the dataset from export dataset. It's everything that we need, it's here. I'm pretty impressive. So now I'm going to save these changes. So we can import the dataset, commit. It's so I'm happy today, like 56 minutes in, and that's we have a software already working. I'm just suggesting it can be made more than 380 using AI in a free time. Yeah, it's with the logo, it's a bit more complex. You cannot just make it nicer and totally different. Especially who knows me for longer time now, I'm associated somehow with this logo and this name. So if I change the logo, I get lost. Like people, they don't. It's harder to find. Or it's similar, not as much as changing name, but close to that. So I said like whatever. This is the logo. This will keep it. I mean, I can make just the same logo a bit more modern, but without changing it too much. Unless you want to do a full rebranding, which I don't want. Yes, open code and kilo code free. Chat, what's your opinion about kilo code? I see this service everywhere. So every time I write on Google about some LLM, whether it's Claude or other, it shows like this kilo, like cheap, something like avoid, I don't know, the marketing, something like that. Is it good? Or like, what's the advantage of having kilo code compared to other services? I'm very curious. Chat, if you're using, of course, kilo code. Now, dataset. Raw code is good and free to a certain extent. Or no, it's improving this one. Here we can remove the project. There are so many ways I could take this one too, to be honest. Like this software, there are so many things that I could add, and I don't want to overcomplicate it. I want to remove as much as possible. So let's say I will try properly. So blood cell dataset. I need to drink a lot. Now for the second hour of this live, I'm going to put the glasses. Since I have too much light in front of me, I will use some blue light glasses. Now there is still some bug which can be avoided to some extent. So next, previous, it works decently. We can scroll to the image, we can export the dataset. we can do so much. Now it's more about, now that we have the basic functionality in, it's more about, about the user experience and making things not too complex. Kilocode for your ID extension. Yeah, imagine that they might have it also for PyCharm. If I look on tools, where do I add the plugins? So settings, and then plugins, probably here, marketplace, Kilocode, 135. Let's see, plugin on page. I want to see if they have some feedback, 34 votes. I guess it's similar to GitHub Copilot here. Yeah, you can use Opus, GPT-5. Somehow the plugins, either they're not very well maintained, they have some very low low ratings here. Let's see GitHub Copilot, how shows here, because GitHub, oh, okay, didn't know it was that bad. 2.5, no, not even 2.3 out of 5 GitHub Copilot. And I didn't download, I was thinking about Cloud extension, but I saw it at like 3 something stars. I said, like, it must suck, it will not work if that's the rating, and then the one I'm using, it's even worse. But to be honest, I believe that people come here and put the comment only if it's not working. Like if it's working, like they would, like they just use it, like I'm doing. Like I didn't put any comment here. I'm very happy with Copilot. So yeah, since these tools are evolving very fast, there might be so many bugs, and so that's why too many people are not happy. So I'm happy, I will keep it, and if Kilo works, great. At some point I will install. I'm always open to try new agents and anything that can improve the workflow, as long as it's not changing completely the structure. So I want to have like this base PyCharm and just use PyCharm extensions, and I will not switch to any other ID or like things where there is so much hype. I will keep an eye on this. Now I'm thinking of what I could do right here. Like this one looks quite heavy to me. So far the user interface, there is too much. All of a sudden we have the classes. We have the image list. We have load, single image, load, multiple image, import dataset. I'm thinking if this could be made easier. So I want to ask some opinion from Figma. I want to have the UI more minimalistic. Give me some ideas. I don't want to give the feeling of overwhelming. I like the approach of having something very easy, something very intuitive that gets the most important things done. So if the focus is bounding boxes and polygon, for example, I want to give the maximum priority of this. If, for example, I don't see the point of loading a single image here. Mostly we load multiple images. Now I'm using Figma. Figma could give me some ideas. Which minimalistic UI approach would you prefer? Hide sidebars by default with collapsible icons, buttons. Keep sidebar but make them narrower with icon only, controls and tooltips. Single floating toolbar with essential to remove all sidebar. I will say, that's tough to say. I will say hide sidebar. I don't like sidebar which are very minimalistic, because we have like 10 icons and like you don't know what's the meaning of each icon. What automatic change would you like? Remove tab navigation, use drop down menu instead. Flatten colors, use more subtle grays with less contrast. Remove borders and use spacing shadow for separation. Remove tab navigation, use drop down. That's not sure about this. I'm really not sure how to address now this. Remove borders and use spacing. Let's try flatten. I can choose more options. Yeah, flatten colors, use more subtle grays with less contrast. Because for me, it's pretty intuitive what I will do. So we finish the annotation, and the next thing I will do is go to augmentation and then training. But as a user experience, I will imagine to have something at the top right. So I don't like the idea of having this menu like this right here. It's not intuitive at all, because it looks like it doesn't look like a sequence, and we need to make a sequence. So once we have the annotation for that data set, we want to do the augmentation, we want to do the training. Even if I'm not experienced expert with user interface, I see that this is not the best option. So I want the annotation training together, top right with export dataset, something like this. So because that's what you finish the image annotation, and then you either export, you either train. So I want to have a single focus in one space. So to give you now the mouse, you see here is the mouse. That is where I want to put it. Chat, if you're just joining right now, if you're now new to the live, type hello, let me know where you're from. I'm going to give you some context what we're doing today. Today we're building some annotation tool for developers. This is going to be some sort of RoboFlow, CVAT, V7 Labs, if you're familiar with this. If not, this is an annotation tool. It's a software that will allow you to take image, annotate the images, and train models to detect anything. That's some tool that, if you work with computer vision, is essential and you cannot avoid it. The tools that are online, either they are on the cloud and they are good, but they are service in the cloud, or the one that are open source, or can you install by yourself. They are very old, outdated, not user friendly, and so on. So I want to address this. This is the third episode where we are building this. I'm building this from scratch with vibe coding. Nice. Okay, I'm very happy about this new interface. You see, Figma gave me now more context. I'm using Figma to get a user interface idea, figma.com. Figma is used mostly for web apps. Since I'm not good with UI and I want to get ideas, I will get here. Figma gives me the idea, and then I will implement this into PyCharm, into the code right here, the Python code that runs everything. So this is going to be a software. It's not going to be a web app, but it's going to be an app that can run on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Is Gemini 3 Pro good on in this case? It could be. I didn't try for this software right here. I've been using mostly Claude Opus and Claude Sonnet. I use Claude Sonnet only a bit, but I realize Claude Opus is way better to not use it. Of course, Claude Opus takes 3 times the credits, so you will reach much faster the limit. I have like my subscription of 1,500 credits, so each time I ask the Copilot, it takes 3 credits. But in the long run, as someone said in my also in some comment on Instagram, it's like you might save some credits at the beginning, but then you will pay these credits later because the code wrote by Sonnet it's worse. And I've been realizing that Gemini 3, despite it takes the same amount of credit. You see here we have Claude Opus, it's a 3x, Claude Sonnet 1x, then we have like the cheaper model 0.33. Gemini 3 Pro, it's 1x. I haven't tried it. It's good overall, but I think the Claude Opus works better, at least in my small experience comparing them. I've been building some fun software. Sometimes I use Claude, sometimes Gemini 3. But for more complex software, I use Opus. And you guys in the chat told me also about Opus that for bigger projects is better. Now, we were in a stage where we have the annotation tool here, the UI. Very nice UI. Now I want to integrate this into the software. This is now the software that we have so far. Like this. And now, since I got some advice from Figma, I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to implement this new annotation, this new style. So we go here. There are no changes to commit, so everything now is okay. I'm opening a new chat because now we're going to focus on the user interface. And then let's go with the UI. Let me see where is the UI. So I want to focus components main window version 2. It should be this one. So I'm touching the screenshot. So I pasted this screenshot right here. And now let me go. So I attached the screenshot. So when the software, I want to update the UI to make it more minimalistic. The screenshot pasted image one shows how the software needs to be when it's run first time and no project is loaded or images are loaded. That's one. And then I want to see how it looks when we load some projects. So let's create a new project. Blood cells. Opus 4.5 and GPT 5.2 extra high are the same. What do you mean extra high? 5 GPT-2 extra high. Here I have GPT-1 codex, GPT-2 normal. In terms of credits, in terms of accuracy, or is it the name of the model? Blood cells project blood cells created. Nothing is, probably I need to import the images. Let me import some images from my desktop. So I have blood cells dataset. I'm going to import few images, which didn't work. Training. So there is no way to add images. I need a button to import dataset. Okay, I'm writing where you cannot see. I'm writing here on the bottom left. Hello everybody, Zebulon. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Where are you writing from? Zebulon, I think I saw you in the other live probably. Is it you? What do you build? Just okay, you're asking. Yeah, Kimi K2.5 also support image. Yeah, so yeah, I saw that it supports image. Now we are here building the fixing a bit the user interface. There is no way to add images. I need a button to import data. Friends Paris. Yes, I remember. Welcome back again. I need a button to import data. Let's data, or what was the other one? Or load images at least, or load images like this. Let's go. Now I really like this UI. It's so minimal. It's exactly what I want. Ideally, it could be some sort of drag and drop here for the images. Use Claude for front-end, sometimes ChatGPT to debug. Junior web dev. Okay, ChatGPT is your last option. You say, okay, it's not working. Let's try ChatGPT. In that way, do you use ChatGPT to debug? I do that. I use Claude. Then when I'm desperate, I say I try Gemini, I try ChatGPT. I try any model as long as they can solve the problem for me. Import dataset, load single image, load multiple images. Let's try. Why it's working terribly, this one on Figma. Well, I guess I will stick with what I have. I don't want to get lost into Figma. It's more minimalistic, the screenshot. I want to be able to drag and drop image dataset into the center. So I want to add the option to drag and drop. Oh, let's see if now maybe it works. If we run together, otherwise we need to fix the problem that we have with Figma to load the image. All AI models train using Stack Overflow. Now Stack Overflow is under danger. Yeah, I think it's pretty much dead, Stack Overflow. Like if you saw the graph, it was increasing like questions, answer, visits, and now it's like there is no one will ask questions there, which can be a problem to some extent. Can be a problem because there is less data there, but somehow I think they are getting the data from real life. So I mean, from one side, they don't have training from Stack Overflow, but they will have the training from me using it, you using it, everyone using it, finding bugs. So I guess that anyway, it will not be a problem. Yeah, problem only for Stack Overflow. Tailwind CSS, I don't know this one. Is that I use Gemini 3 Pro for front end because it's better than Opus on this task. Opus 4.5 and GPT 5.2 high for backend. Haha. Yeah, now I'm using for UI at least to get inspiration Figma, like you see here, and then I'm using Opus for coding with Python, which seem not only the backend but also the UI with PyStats looks pretty good to me. Stack Overflow like Gauss curve. Yes, true. Gauss curve. Let's okay. I wanted to go here. Okay, load image to start where into the center where it's written load image to start. So I'm asking now quite a big change to the Claude Opus agent. So I'm not sure we will have any bug after this request. We will see. We live and see. For everyone that's coming right now to the chat, we're building a computer vision software as a service from completing from scratch. This is okay. Let me stop. Continue. So limit reach. A software for annotation so that you can train, annotate annotate and train images to train AI model to detect, segment any object. Some tools like RoboFlow, CVAT. So you see RoboFlow, we have CVAT.ai, V7 Labs, MakeSense.ai. These are the tools. I want to take the best from them, make a software that can run locally, because many of them runs online. So locally, so that you can work on your data, annotate your data without sending it to the cloud. I want to get the best of them. I want to put automated annotation as well. And we are already in the third episode that we're moving quite fast with this. You will see now that's so far the user interface. It's not only a user interface because the software is already working. If we go, let's load the images. So load multiple images. We go on desktop, we have a blood cell dataset. We select the folder, we set blood cell, right here, so on. Now I'm losing a bit the chat. 80% of tasks are replaced by AI in dev. Yes. You agree with that? So much is replaced by AI. Oh, it's just 4:19 there. It's 7:50 p.m. Like the code guy, where are you writing from? So you must be somewhere around east side, a few hours from here. Run locally, then how will you monetize it? Well, you can still provide licenses even if you run it locally, like many software. I don't know if you use any video editing software or other software. I have this video editing, which is DaVinci Resolve, which you can have. It's locally, but you can have some plugins that you pay. You can buy the software. So it's license-based software. You can run it locally. It will be connected somehow to the machine ID. It will have a specific time, for example, and after that time you need to renew the license or something like this. It's not the first time that I built a software with license that I run locally. Actually, the first software I built used to run locally, and it was with a paid license. It was built in Python, like the old Python 3.4, 9 years ago. I will never heard of it. Gleam. From India. Okay, yeah, from India. Yeah, time zone makes sense. So you are around 3 hours ahead. No, 3 hours and a half. Okay, it's interesting that you have like this split, not like full hours, but 3 hours and a half. In Europe, we have full hour split. So either it's +1, -1, +2, -2. We don't have like the half splitting. Now let's see. The Copilot had quite a big task. That's why so also maximum attempt reach, keep all, because I asked the Copilot to make some big change now in this. Chat, I'm taking a break for 2 minutes. I will just say continue. And here you see the Copilot working is changing, is changing the user interface that we have. Yeah, come here. You'll be the future. Yeah, true. Now I'm streaming from the past. 2 minutes break. Copilot is there. You can chat between you guys. I will be back soon, and then we will test the user interface. I use Cloud Code for most coding tasks. Windows seem like chat, building application, whatever we type in the chat, the copilot should listen and work like that. Oh, could be interesting, but probably very messy. Like, so you from the chat you build. I mean, I like the idea. I'm not sure practically how we can make that work if we unless we need some way for the chat to vote like the next prompt that the application is going to take. Yeah, it's cheap model, the same strength. Spam subject is good. Let's now test this. So far, there are no errors. Still, it's anyway still updating this. There are no errors. I was away for a short time, so I want to see what's going on here with the updates. Let me go on the bottom left. Summary of changes. I've played the main window too to create the minimalistic initial state. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Dark background matching the design, which is nice. Center upload icon, which is very ugly, but we will remove that one later. Like, who uses such icon now? You see that that's very old style. We want something like this, much better integrated with the design. And then we minimalistic dynamic state. Okay, it needs to toggle the visibility if there are images or not. Drag and drop support because there was no drag and drop. UI update. It looks good on paper. Let's see if it works. So I will run it again to make sure I have the latest version. So subagent, what is that? Let me try to import an image. Oh, nice. You see, pretty good. The user interface now is very minimal. I like that. So we close. I want now to try to import a folder. I don't know if a folder is a good idea, and it worked. Blood cell dataset. Amazing. It also works with importing a folder. Of course, we don't need then load single image, load multiple images here. Since we have the import already, we want to remove this. So I like the changes here. Everything is working correctly. So commit changes made UI made minimal, added import feature. UI made minimal import feature. So we push this change. And now I want to discuss a bit with Figma what to do with the rest if, of course, we are able to make it work because Figma is not working. Okay, now it's haha, nice. Look at this. We have also control. It's much better also this second UI. So I want to go with this with a toggle. So we have a web dev. So the code guy and Tantien, you are both web developers. What do you develop, Tantien and the code guy? Like, what do you develop? Whatever you want to share. If you develop with Python, what type of application do you usually develop? Now this UI is pretty impressive. I really like this user interface. Not only the user interface, but also the fact that it's minimal. So we want to bring this into our tool. Also, the way here we can scroll to new images. I like it. We have two sidebar here, and they're not working. This one it's not working at all, but doesn't matter. I don't really like only this load single image and load multiple image here on the sidebar. So on the left, I want to remove the load load image and import. If you don't see it, because I'm writing right here on the bottom left, I want to remove the load image and import dataset from left sidebar. We don't need it there. And yeah, so I will take a screenshot and I will send a screenshot to Claude. Web dev just develop what client says, and mostly with JavaScript and TS with this TypeScript. Oh yeah, makes sense. Develop what client says. Yeah, I mean, we are somehow, when I work with clients, I'm also similar to that. Develop anything that I can develop in my capability that the client wants. So I want the sidebar. Let me integrate here. I want to change left sidebar and make the UI like this screenshot. I want also the toggle option to hide the sidebar, to hide sidebar. Like this. And also the arrow left and right, like in the image. Like we want also arrow left and right like in the image, instead of buttons next and previous. So let's see if this is good enough to make some good change. Oh, React.js, 10 stack, query, and Nest.js for backend. I've heard some of them, but I don't know much about web development. Nice. I'm with Mem plus Next.js. Those seem like chat building application, whatever we type in, like chat. Yeah. I read this before. I'm not sure I can work with that. I mean, it will be very messy. Like I need to find a purpose to make us. I like the idea. It's very interactive, but it will be probably not easy to manage. But I'll take. If now I will work on this idea that you share, and let's see if I can. If there is some use case, I can manage with that. The code guy, Tantian, if you are in chat, I'm curious. So you are web dev. How did you come like here to the channel, like where I'm very focused on computer vision? I'm curious why, like, how, if you knew me from before, or if you just follow this chat. I'm curious how you are here following this live. Now it's true I'm building user interface, but since I've been building only computer vision, like in the all the years that I've been in this YouTube channel. So let's go here with Copilot. No, I know. Yeah, I understand that you mean not this one, but another project. But still, yeah, it's could be maybe entertaining to some extent. Here I'm finding also like a compromise, like something to be educational. For me, it's good that I can develop live. So I will do this if I wasn't live. I will do this. I'm talking too much. Should I not talk? No, of course. Like feel free to write as much as you can in the chat. Then if it's too much, maybe I will not follow it too much if I'm focused. But today we have a chill chat. I'm building slowly, so maybe if I'm working on the other one of the software for visual inspection, maybe I will be less focused on the chat because it's mentally more. It requires more focus, but this one we have so much dead time while the copilot is working. So uh, let's see if it integrated the sidebar exactly as I wanted it. So we go on, we take blood cell data set, we move it. It's a bit better. It sucks a little bit. It messed up the center somehow, but I mean the UI is not the best, but it's better than before at least. So here we're already annotating. I would like here to have something at least for the class right away. It's in a way good. So I want to save this change because it's a good base. So UI minimal UI, and here what did we do? We do on the minimal UI on the left, toggle left sidebar, commit and push, and then we try to fix before doing anything. There is this bug that here the image is not centered properly. So there is some sort of empty space. When we have the sidebar, the image is not well centered. There is a bug. When we have the image full size left sidebar, the image we are annotating is not properly centered. So let's paste this. First, we need to fix the bug, and then we can move on. Chat, if you're here new now, if you are here new watching this live, this is an annotation tool that we are building completely from scratch, something similar to CVAT, RoboFlow. I'm taking the best of the tools that are online, and I'm building a software, an app that can run on Windows, Mac, and Linux. This is a software as a service. And with this, you will be able to annotate any image for detection, segmentation, train your own model locally. I will add features to make automatic annotations and anything that can speed up this, that can speed up the annotation process. If you have been doing annotation, you know what I'm talking about for sure. Make a plan first with plan mode, then execute this. Yeah, plan is a must. Let's see if this, okay, continue. At the moment we have some, if you're new here, we have some user interface. So I'm using Figma. To get some idea, inspiration for the user interface that this software is going to have. Then I take the screenshot from Figma. So I talk with Figma with like prompts. Then I take everything that I have from Figma. I take screenshots and I bring these to the GitHub Copilot. So I bring the same user interface also inside the app, that we're building with Python. And then of course, with Opus, we are also going to develop the functionalities of this. So there is something we set window resizable true. Hopefully now I'm trying to solve some bug with the positioning of the image that we want to annotate. As you see now, it's completely on the right out of nowhere, but if we shrink the sidebar, we have a good positioning. Here we can do different annotations. I need to specify, I need to work this with the classes. So I like to some extent to toggle the bar, but I want to be able to make the UI very simple to use at the same time. Let's see, allowed, so testing if the import is correctly. So the Copilot should be almost at the end in this stage. We have quite a lot of code right now. Like if I had to go through all the different files with components, core, docs, the annotation formats, the machine learning module here, which it's not integrated yet. Somehow it's there already, but I haven't tested it yet for the automatic annotation. We reached the rate limit, continue. Chat, I'm going to continue a bit here and then I will in a bit close the live. So I will fix this bug. I might do some other adjustments. Let me know do you like this time for the lives? So now I'm doing that at 3 p.m. my time, so the time that we had today. I'm thinking also to start them a bit earlier. Do you like if they were earlier or later than this? I'm thinking something in the morning, my time zone. So I have, so now you see it's 4:43 for me. I will start like at 11 a.m. So how many hours back? Let's say around 7 hours before now. Or so, something like that. And probably, I'm not sure, next live, I might be building already the software, the open source software for companies. It's the good timing for me. Yeah, then I will be live, of course. Feel free to join and leave anytime you want. I'm always happy to see you in the chat here watching, but of course everyone is busy. So whenever you have time, if you want to join, I'll be happy to chat, exchange knowledge. That's what we can do. So let's see if the bug is solved. Yeah, I was saying tomorrow I might, or next live when I'm going to make the next live, I will be probably working on the other video series, which is this one. Build a real industrial AI inspection system. So we'll be talking about defect detection and anything that an inspection system needs. That's what we will do. We'll use cameras. We'll get more into the juicy part about computer vision. Now it's so less UI, more computer vision, training, defects, identification, everything that's related to visual recognition. Now let me test this. So I will close this. I will run this again. We import the dataset, so blood cell dataset. Of course, problem not solved again. I had some similar problem building some other software with the positioning of this. It took me so much time to fix it. So the problem, the image is not yet properly centered. It's Let me hide the toolbar. Let me hide the right toolbar to see if we solve the problem somehow. So blood cell dataset. Oh, and I cannot hide it. So I cannot hide the right toolbar. So if we close, the image is placed properly. If it's open, it's not. It's messed up. So the image is not yet properly centered. It's only properly centered when left toolbar is closed. Let's see. Let's see, because the bugs might take a lot of time. Especially this small, I wouldn't say stupid because no bug is stupid, but this small, they can be quite time consuming. Let me analyze the issue more carefully. Looking at the screenshot again, I can see that when the left sidebar is open, the image appears to be shifted to the right, exactly, instead of being centered to the available space. Let me examine the layout structure more closely. I see that the issue is with the image canvas is a Q label with alignment set to center, and it scales the image to fit its own size. The problem is that when set widget resizable true is used on cool scroll area, the widget expands to fill the entire viewport. In theory, what it's saying, on paper it looks good. It looks like that it might have found the error. I hope that's the case. Continue. Now let me add stretch factor to the scroll area as well, so it takes the available or horizontal space while the toolbox, I missed what it said. How it handles the minimum size. I'm not sure it's getting exactly the error. I'm afraid that after all this waiting, it will just show the exact same, but in the meantime, it's changing some structure or something. Summary of changes. Okay, so it's completed and it's summarizing the changes. So we had a bug where we annotate the dataset. So let me load sales dataset. Nice. We are there. It's working. The software is pretty cool now. I'm very happy. Welcome to Vibe Coding. I'm pretty happy. It's working very well. Very well. I will never imagine that in the third episode I will be already so much ahead with the software. I will never imagine this. For me, it's a great combo to have Figma and Claude with Copilot. I'm building quite fast for what I see, and I will be very close in few weeks because I'm not, of course, working too many hours now. Work just 5-6 hours or around 5, and all of them live. I'm very close to have like a software that it's really ready, and because I need to add documentation, I need to add documentation, I need to add augmentation, I need to add training. Augmentation is very simple. Maybe the user interface might take some time. The training, it's simple, the process, it will take quite some time, all the steps to integrate the graphic card. And the problem there is also when deploying to other machines. Since I want to make an executable of this, I'm not sure how to handle the CUDA. Like if I put the graphic card into an executable, to download this will be 3 GB of software. But that is what it is, unless I found some other ways of installing CUDA separately. I will have to check this. I will have to investigate this. So let me add these changes right now. So commit minimal user interface, minimal UI, bug, centered, image, fixed. So we fixed the bug. We commit and push. So I see that there is, probably I close this one. Yeah, for sure there must be some other bug or not. Probably not. I mean, there are some warnings, some error, but we'll get into that the other time where we're building this. So far, thank you guys, thank you everyone that came here to watch, to take part in the chat. I will say hello and bye to the last one, the code guy. The next live, I will schedule soon the next live, so you will see schedule live. Hit the bell, subscribe if you want to be notified. I will be building vibe coding again soon. This is all for now.